Greetings, greetings, greetings. It's Wednesday, and what that means is it's happy hour. And I am your psychic Gigi, known far and wide as the Groovy Brown Goddess. And I welcome you to my happy hour. You have a front row seat, like you get in past the bouncers, you're in here. And as soon as you come through the door, the first thing you should do is say hello in the chat and let us know what you're sipping on, okay? So we're here to have a good time tonight. We're going to party. We're going to get loose. We're going to have, time to sit down, talk about your questions. You're going to get readings. You're going to understand how to tackle the rest of your week. It's hump day after all. And I don't know about the rest of y'all. This has not been the fastest week of my life. I can't say it's the longest week of my life, but it's not the fastest week of my life. It's definitely hump day, and I'm glad to know that because I get to spend time up close and personal with you. All right. So if you've never joined me before, welcome. And the way to get your questions read with my spirits and my tarot cards is to go ahead and drop your question in the chat. And if you want the VIP treatment here at Happy Hour, go ahead and click on the link that my producers have put in the chat for donations. And that donation will secure you VIP treatment. You go straight to the front of the line, okay? And it gets you a longer reading, which is what is necessary, especially if you have a concern that you're asking about that you're seriously wanting guidance on. So I would encourage you to go ahead and make a donation in that case. Our free readings are 2 minutes, and that horrible, horrible bell, those of you who have been here before, will get us right at 2 minutes, okay? So that's kind of how we play tonight. And I just want to let you know about our great lineup here on this network. So right after my show at 10 p.m. Eastern, you can stay tuned for Journey Ryan Live. And of course, you go into that party letting them know that you came from happy hour and you're ready to kick it up a notch. At 12 midnight tonight, we are going to have our psychic squirrel, and her show is called Whispers from the Forest. Yes, Whispers from the Forest with our psychic squirrel. And Squirrel, the lovely squirrel, is something you don't want to miss. So stay up late and treat yourself to that show as well. All right, so it's time for us to get started. Let's see who's here tonight. I know I saw some names fly by, but who has said hello and who is here with me live? That's what I need to know because I want to buy you around. Adrienne Bellard, hi, nice to meet you. Okay, Adrienne, first time in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see Yvette's in the house. Rebecca's here. All right, Rebecca. And we have Alexa Ann. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. All right, I see lots of heart emojis, lots of drink emojis, and we're going to get into it. And if you are paying attention to the My Psychic Connection YouTube channel, you already know what I'm sipping on tonight because I made sure that my drink along with my drink recipe was posted for you guys in case you want to sip the same thing I'm sipping. And I'm going to make sure that I do that every week for you. But for those of you late to that party, let me let you know I am sipping on something called a whiskey smash, okay? So I encourage you to get that recipe at the My Psychic Connection YouTube page. All right, let's jump right in. Let's get our first question up here so we can get busy. All right, so Sabrina, you need to let me know what you're sipping on, slipping up in my happy hour unannounced. All right, so Sabrina says, hello, when will my dog Zeus be rehomed? Will it be Fiom, someone I know, or someone I meet? So I'm assuming you by rehomed, you're finding him a new home. or he's being found in new homes. That's how I'm interpreting that. And will it be this person you know or someone you meet? All right, so let's take a look. We're on our last days of March, so let's look at April, May, and June and see how far we get, and then we'll get to your second question, which is closely enough related to the first one. I'll try to get it in there too, but that 2-minute bell might meet up with us and say differently. So for the month of April, I have the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. For the month of May, I have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. And for June, I have the 10 of Wands. This looks like finding him a new home, Sabrina says. This looks like a little bit of a rough type of thing as far as actually finding that for him. But in the month of April, with the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse, what I'm getting with that is that, you know, the wait is kind of over. So there's a strong possibility here that this will happen for your pet during the month of April, because during May and June, I'm seeing like Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, which is like a big no for May. And then June with the 10 of Wands just says to me, that's a very, very, very difficult time period. So it's to your advantage, to your pet's advantage to actually get him rehomed during the month of April. So any my dear, the bell goddess, before we could go further. So I hope that that information was helpful, and I thank you for trusting me with your question. All right, so let's see what's going on. What's going on? I see someone by the name of Sherry Ann Erlinson up in the house. Welcome, welcome. Let us know what you're sipping on. She says, hiya. Hiya back. Yvette says, Gigi's specialty cocktail drink. You know it, Yvette. We got to evolve up in here. Gemma says, hey girl, hey. Good to see you, Gemma. Now I know the party can get started. Rebecca says, Groovy Brown Goddess, what is your favorite color so I can put that color hearts for you? Oh, I am actually partial to a few colors, but purple is high up on that list, okay? So purple hearts will do it. Sabrina says, thank you. You're welcome. All right. Gemma says, I'm really so sick on the water. Oh, meaning like you're sick of drinking the water and you want to move on to a whiskey smash? Because let me tell you, they're delicious. Energy, yay, it's happy hour. Yes, girl, and I'm so happy you're back here to party with us. All right, everyone take a sip and toast to the newcomers. We welcome you. This is a fun time for all, okay? And we're going to say cheers to everyone, and let's get our next question. Sophia, I haven't seen that name in a while. Welcome back, Sophia. Well, hello. Will any evidence in form of photos, in form of photos, text, or anything ever come to light to put closure on my past, so I can close the door for good? All right. Well, let's see. How do I approach this? Let's go ahead and I'll pull a few cards to look at the energy overall as to where it's going in regards to that. And then we can dig down deeper as time allows. All right. So first off the top of the deck, I have the Lovers in the reverse, along with the 5 of Cups. And I have the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. So what I'm seeing with this Lovers in the reverse is just like, wow, I feel this super strong, heavy disappointment energy. And I feel like it is continuing. And with the 5 of Cups, that's just giving off the energy of having more reasons to mope over this. And with the 4 of Pentacles, Spirit is stepping in to say, with the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse, it's time to release, with or without evidence, because honestly, dear, I don't see this going the way you would ultimately like to. Not at this particular time, right? So I keep hearing 1 year, meaning within this next year, I don't see this going exactly how you see as the best outcome. And the lesson here that Spirit is harping on is your ability to let go of that disappointment so that you can move past it. It seems so heavy that you feel as if you can't move past it without the resolution, without justice on your side. However, Spirit is saying in order to get to your justice. All right, my dear, I hope that helps you out. And I thank you so much for trusting me with your question. All right. So we're going to bring back a happy hour game that we played a few weeks ago. And I live in the city, y'all. So if you hear these motorcycles out here, I apologize. So we're gonna focus in on a game that we played during happy hour a few weeks ago, and everyone had so much fun with it. I'm gonna bring it back for another round, and it's Never Have I Ever. And those of you who are here with me tonight, who was here a few weeks ago, who are my day ones, you know this game, and we had so much fun. Sophia says thank you. So for those of you just joining, or if you need a refresher on the rules of Never Have I Ever, I will pose the question to you as the group out there. Never have I ever. And I'll make a statement. And Rebecca says, love that game. Undoubtedly. Gemma says, that game was so funny. Yes, we had a blast. So we're going to continue that tonight. So I'll say, never have I ever. I'll make a statement. And if that statement is something that you have never done, then you're safe. If you've done what I say in the statement, then you take a shot or you take a large gulp of your cocktail. All right. And if you're playing along with a mocktail, that's fine with me. And of course, we never want anyone to drink and drive, and we want you to drink responsibly. So if you are in a place where you can sit and have a few cocktails with us, then dig in. So I'm going to start off, as I always do, just a little bit mellow with the game. Let's see. Never have I ever been on a yacht. Well, I have to take a sip on that one because I definitely have been on a yacht. You go ahead. If you've been on a yacht, let us know in the chat. Give us your drink emojis, letting me know that you took your shot. Journey says, same. Yes, I've been to some awesome yacht parties, okay? And so if you had to take a shot or a drink on that, go ahead and put your drink emoji in the chat and give us the story of the time you were on the yacht. And Rebecca says never. Journey says on a few. Sherry says, nope, I haven't. All right, so many of you got through that one safely, but we're going to turn up the heat in a little bit, and we're going to get some stories. The more we drink, the more stories we tell in the chat, okay? All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get our next question. So Yvette, yay, Yvette. Hi, Gigi, heart emoji. Will I get accepted into the medical billing and coding program in June? So let's pull a few cards here, Yvette, to look at the likelihood of that and what you might need to know as far as things that might hold you back that you can correct. So we're going to ask Spirit for the full tea on that. All right. So interesting. So what I get is, I get a yes, but I feel like with this Ace of Wands in the reverse, there's some things, I don't know if you haven't literally started the process of applying or filling out the application, the paperwork. There's some things that you need to be mindful of during that process. Like, for instance, things that if you left them out inadvertently would bar you access. Like, kind of like that red tape that you have to get through, right? Like things like you start to get the runaround, or no one exactly tells you you missed this, but you, in checking with your own eyes and looking in and asking questions, I really feel the strong need to be asking questions, maybe the same question of different people along the way, to make sure you have everything that you need in place so that you can move forward more smoothly. With the Nine of Wands, again, it's like that energy of hard to break through. I don't know what this is around that, because why is it so freaking difficult, right? Like, it's a medical coding and billing program. You're not applying to medical school, right? So it's almost like a taller climb than medical school. Make sure you have your ducks in a row. But with the Knight of Swords, there is someone who will be on your side, but the Bell Goddess. So Yvette, I hope that helps you. Dot your I's, cross your T's. I always want to say that saying backwards. Dot your I's, cross your T's, okay? Yvette says right. All right, girl. Thank you for trusting me with your question. And I'm so happy to see you back. You kept your word, Yvette. We spoke, I think it was last week, and I believe it was during Journey Ryan Live at 10 p.m. You were in there. She says, thanks so much, Gigi. Purple hearts. Thank you, sweetie. You were in there, and I said, Yvette, you missed happy hour. You're like, I'm coming next week, and here you are. All right. All right. So energy says, yep, great times on my little mini yacht. I love it. You know, sometimes it's not even the size of the yacht, right? It's the motion in the ocean. All right. So Alexa says, I haven't, sadly. Ha. You know what? It could be coming for you. So, hey, Gemma says, there's no water where I live. Girl, we're going to have to get you out of town. And Journey says, my story about that is a book. I believe it. I believe it. Just let us know, Journey, what's the name of the first chapter? That's what we want to know. Yvette says, yes, I had to make sure I see Gigi. I know, girl. Happy hour is just a little bit sadder without you. All right. All right, so let's get to our next never have I ever question. Destiny K is in the house. Yay! She says, hey, Gigi, how are you, lovely? I am beautiful. And if you guys don't know Destiny K, you definitely need to check her out. Destiny K Love and Light is one of our best shows, all right? So check my little sister out. And those of you who were on for Journey and Friends a couple of Fridays ago know why I'm calling Destiny my little sister. All right, Journey says the first chapter is they effed around and found out. All right. Don't tell me somebody got thrown overboard. Audrey says, got my best friend Shauna here, first time, and she's scared. Shauna, we ain't knowing. Look, we ain't here to scare you. I mean, the only people that need to be afraid are the trolls, because I got my bouncers, Journey and Squirrel in the back, and they'll get them up out of here. Destiny says, I just love you. I love you too. That's what Destiny does. I love you too, girl. All right. Let's get to our next question. Rebecca, hey, Groovy Brown Goddess. My daughter is getting closer to this guy in Jamaica named Mario. Can you tell me if he has genuine intentions? All right, Rebecca, you know I like to dig inside their heads. I am not above spying. All right, so let's take a look at what's going on in his head and heart towards your daughter, and what his intentions are, as you asked, and maybe what his next move is if we have some time to do that. So I have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse and the Sun, as well as the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse and the Emperor. All right, I got one word, Rebecca, because I know you and love you in your happy hour regular. tell your daughter to run, okay? Tell her to put on her track shoes. And I'm not playing, because with this Five of Pentacles in the reverse, there is a financial component in his mind as far as she's concerned. And this seems like the kind of guy that will ride your couch while you go off to work every day and bring home the bacon, okay? And he's seeing her as the sun, the one that will make the bright and shining changes for him. And then as far as his intent is concerned with this Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, yeah, he plans to scoop her up. He certainly does. He plans to scoop her up right off the market with his Emperor in reverse ass. And anyone who knows tarot and knows the Emperor in the reverse, he's a controlling, effed up bastard. I'll say it just like that. I realize your daughter is seeing a totally different side of him, but she's dealing at the moment with what I call his representative. It's that face he puts on, that mask, and he's standing. All right, Rebecca, you knew I would give it to you straight, and I did, my sweetheart. I did. All right, so I hope that that's helpful. I hope that she listens to your advice. And yeah, tell her, grab her purse and run. All right. All right, so let's get to our next game question. Never have I ever dined and dashed. Never have I ever dined and dashed. I actually cannot take a shot on that one. So if you have dined and dashed, go ahead, be honest, put your shot emoji in the chat. Journey says, not me. He does a lot of things, but dine and dash is not one of them. So go ahead, though, put your shot emoji and take that shot. Sherry says, nope, never. That's right. We have some integrity. Rebecca says, never. Too much of Virgo. Yeah, that would be pretty damn hard for a Virgo, I think, to do and pull off well. Go ahead, continue to put your answers and your little stories around it in the chat. And I realize we're not judging you. Like, sometimes you're with a group of people and the group of people decides to dine and dash, and what are you going to do? Be the only one at the table sitting there left holding the bag? Energy says no for me. All right, Energy. And Yvette says, that's funny, dine and dash. All right, but that's not an answer, Yvette. That's not an answer. Audrey says never. That's right. That's right. You guys keep getting those responses in the chat, and let's move on to our next question. Gemma, hi, my youngest son is getting married next June. Will I manage to find accommodation to stay right near the church, or will I have to stay further away in a different village and travel there instead? All right, let's see what we've got going on as far as Gemma's travel for that. All right, so let me pull a couple of cards. I have the King of Cups, I have the Death card, and I have Judgment in the reverse. All right, overall, what I'm feeling with this is that I think it's more likely and will be much easier and more cost-effective to stay in another village and travel over to the church. I think that's what that question said. So that first option, and there's something around staying in the same village that seems like there's limited accommodations available there, and you just may not get in time to snag one. She says, I know it's a weird question, but looking at different options. Yeah, I feel like overall, the less problematic route is going to be to go ahead and travel. So this King of Cups, you know, like the high emotional feeling around this event, you know, like you wouldn't miss it for the world is how that's showing up. And then even though this is the Death card and that has, you know, people have their own fears and connotations regarding it, I'm really seeing it as the horse you know, moving. So it's like having to travel to that next town for the ceremony. That's what I'm totally picking up out of that death card, nothing else. And with judgment in the reverse, I just get the feeling of, you know, not getting in on time to actually snag an accommodation that makes sense in the same. I hope that that was helpful with your planning for your big event. And Gemma says, I'm really anxious about it all. Spirit is, you know, and I could feel that as I was looking at these cards. And that's probably why, in order to show me travel, it brought out a dramatic card like the death card, right? And so for everyone, it's like we through like worry and anxiety is really and truly, I think if you all could see what that does to a situation and the energy that it surrounds an event or a situation in, and how it actually changes the trajectory of what happens, I think you all would give up worry and anxiety forever. Like you would just go cold turkey, because it can take something good and literally make it bad. It could take something easy and make it difficult, right? So do what you can always in your situations to manage anxiety and stress. And know that in doing that, you're making life more simple. Like you're more likely to avoid the outcome that you spend time or would spend time fearing. And I mean, it's such a clear thing to see when you read for other people, but people cannot see that for themselves for whatever reason. All right, so we don't have any diners and dashers in the house. No diners and dashers, because let's see, Sherry Ann said I have had someone do that to me on my 39th birthday. What? Left me to pay for lunch on my birthday. What in the actual hell, sweetie? Oh my God. I know you had a conniption fit. Yvette says, I never, ever. And Destiny says, no, not me, never. Okay, Audrey, never, LOL. Gemma says, I don't know what it means. Dining and dashing, yeah, so you sit down, you have your wonderful meal, and when the check comes, you make your way the hell out. Gemma says, thank you so much. All right, let's turn up the heat a little bit. Never have I ever gone skinny dipping. That's our next question. Never have I ever gone skinny dipping. Who's going to take a shot off of that? Who is it? Because it's not me. I've not ever done it. Journey says, damn it, take the shot, Journey. I'm not taking the shot on that. I'm just thirsty. Audrey says, ooh, yes. All right, girl. Journey says, LOL, too many times to count. I'm from Key West. Yeah, I imagine a lot. That's conducive to skinny dipping right there. Adrian says, I have. Okay, girl, take your shot. Take your shot. And Energy did it at a nudist beach. Take a shot, girl. Sherry says, another one. No. Squirrel says, okay, Squirrel, put your response up on the screen. 8 months pregnant with 2 of the most handsome men I've ever seen. I got arrested. Squirrel. See, take 2 shots, Squirrel, because you ain't pregnant today. Destiny K says, LOL, no comment. That ain't how we play this game, Destiny. You got to take the shot, sweetheart. Journey says the ocean is right there. It's calling. It's calling your name and not your bathing suit. All right. Sherry says she's still sober. That's right, girl. Diane Wood says, oh, yeah. Take that shot, Diane. Gemma is laughing her ass off at Squirrel over there. And so is Audrey. energy says you go, squirrel. You know, y'all, if you ever watch Squirrel at midnight, which I encourage you to do so, let me tell you something. She comes on, she's sweet, she's got that sweet smile, the sweet voice. And don't get me wrong, please. Squirrel is a sweetheart. She truly is. But that girl is so freaking wild. You guys don't even know. You have no clue, okay? One night you're gonna catch her at midnight in a mood, and you're gonna see another side of Squirrel, okay? 8 months pregnant with 2 men. All right, all right. Sherry says, and I live in Crystal River, Florida. Could have, but didn't. All right, you exercised restraint. Restraint. All right, let's get into our next question. All right, let's get into our next question. Audrey, hey, will my friend Shauna and her husband Ty make it in their marriage? Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, assuming that make it in their marriage, let's look at this next year, or this year that we're in, 2023, and we're going to see what things look like from here. Bear with me. I'm gonna actually throw out a couple extra cards just because this is, you know, an important question as far as topics are concerned. And I have the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. So lots of contention. Like right at the heart of the matter, I have swords, swords, which are cutting instruments, right? Like, so I see lots of like battle, especially with this Ace of Swords. Like this is the current situation, right? Lots of battle. I actually hear lots of words going back and forth. Audrey says, yes, lots of words going back and forth being used to hurt one another. And that's really at the key and the heart of this. And I bring that up, not just because it's the obvious, but because that is the thing that is ripping things apart the most at this time. It's the key to what's wrong right now. If that changes, the energy of this can change. Audrey says yes. And it's based on this whole competition, one-upmanship that's happening. And I really feel like it's coming a lot from the masculine side of the house and up, like, there's something where it's like this competition, like you shouldn't be competing with your spouse in any way, shape, or form, because that's not an element that you want to pull into this type of relationship. And there's also hanging over their heads a lot going on as far as habits and things. Audrey says she's more masculine, right? But in this case, I see it the one that's physically masculine. Your friends made. All right, so there's a lot here, Audrey, like a whole hell of a lot to get into, and it definitely would take more than the 2 minutes allotted, but lots of serious things going on in this connection. But I gave you a key to what is causing the most disruption at this time that can actually, if that's turned on its head, it can actually change the trajectory here. Audrey says, oh, yes. All right. So best of luck to your friend. I hope that wasn't too scary for her, because I'm never here to scare. I do give you the straight tea because I have my own agreements with spirit. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat things. Audrey says, thank you. And I'm not going to sugarcoat things because I feel like, you know, people need to know the truth and not someone telling them it's going to be okay, right? All the time. Let's have a happy ending every time. Life's not like that. That's not real. All right. So what did we come up with our last question? Any more responses in there? Squirrel says, I ask myself, will I ever have the chance to do this again? If the answer is no, I'm Squirrel lives on the edge, y'all. She lives on the edge of that forest. There's all kind of whispers in that forest, but she is right on the edge. All right, we are about halfway through our happy hour, which means we're going to be approaching last call soon. If you have a question that you want to read on, and don't be scared, just go ahead and put it in the chat. If you want to make sure, like guarantee that your question will be read on tonight, go ahead and click the donation link. We have 3 minute, 6 minutes, mini, medium, and mega readings. So if you would like to connect, because I am a certified medium, so if you'd like to connect with someone who has passed on, order the medium reading and we can get that in. Clicking that donation link and making a donation, put your question right at the front of the line. You will get read tonight. All right, Adrian's giving me all hearts here. And with that, love, we're going to jump into our next question. Adrian, hi, will I go back to college and finish up veterinarian medicine? All right, let's see what's going on with that. And if there are any possible roadblocks, let's see if Spirit will give us some clue here. All right, so I have the Queen of Swords in the reverse, the Three of Swords in the reverse, the 10 of Swords, lots of damn swords, and the 5 of Wands. You know what? Looking at this, it feels rough, right? It feels like the harder road is to get back to school, right? But sometimes what I'm getting from Spirit is when we endeavor to do the thing that will make the biggest impact and take us to the very next level in life, we meet up with everything that seems like a distraction, that seems like it's going to make it a hard road, that seems to be a roadblock in our way. So yes, you can get there. It's going to take determination, because trust me, the moment you say, I am definitely doing that, all these things are going to start popping up to become distractions. Just understand that's how it works. And also take that as a sign of what you're trying to accomplish is the right thing. When you start seeing roadblocks that just make no sense, right? Like seeing red flags is a whole different deal. But when you see roadblocks that are just trying to stop you and distract you, it's because you're onto something big. And that's what I'm seeing here with all these swords, right? With the Three of Swords in the reverse in particular, what I'm seeing with that is that this is a decision that will end a lot of hardship for you. Like it will bring you literally this level to this level. And that damn bell got us. And I'm so sorry we ran out of time on that, my dear. But interesting energy, interesting question. Thank you so much for bringing it to me tonight. And I wish you the best. And I encourage you to go to that next level. I absolutely encourage you. So let's get back to our game here. And our next question is, never have I ever, Adrian says, thank you. Never have I ever lied to law enforcement. Law enforcement of any kind, guys. Never have I ever lied. Let me take my shot. Do you know every single time I get stopped for a speeding ticket or something of the like, I always lie. Like that's just, I'm sorry, that's horrible to say, but it is the truth. You know, why the hell are you stopping me and expecting me to just be like if you stop me, Mr. Officer, you're going to have to listen to a story, okay? You're going to have to decipher some things. I'm going to hand you my license and my registration, but I'm going to also hand you a big ass story. All right? So which one, who is out there who's with me that also had to take a shot? Teresa says, hey, I don't know if you remember me. I was the lady that lost her money. I just wanted to let you know that I found it. It was tucked in a drawer and it fell behind the drawer. Good, Trisha. I'm happy for you, my dear. And thank you for the update. Like literally, you guys don't even understand. When you come in and get readings, right? And And like, I always want to hear later. Like, I'm always interested in hearing, like, how did that work out for you? So if you have a story like Trisha just came in and told us, please, I welcome you to do so at any time on any week. And Trisha, I'm going to raise my glass to you on that. Thank you so much. All right. So who's lied to law enforcement? Sherry. Okay, we put Sherry up. Like, let me know, Sherry. Are you over there at the convent? Are you over there like typing in your questions? Because Sherry ain't taken a shot yet. She hasn't taken one shot. Diane Wood said, "Oh my God, of course, take a shot, Diane. Take a shot." Squirrel, squirrel, take 2 shots. Squirrel, squirrel. Gigi, LOL. Maria says, LOL. Yes, you take your shot, Maria, because I know what that smile means. Sherry says, oh, I have the officers call me and I will recite the alphabet backwards. Adrian's laughing out loud with us. All right. Let's go ahead and jump in our next question because pretty soon we're coming up really quickly on last call. Okay. All right, we got a mini reading. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you for your donation. And okay, so here's what I know already. I haven't even read her question. I know she's serious because she's got this mini reading and we're going to get down to it. You guys going to see how this works. Rebecca says, Gigi, when do you see my son Gabriel getting back to work since his surgeries? It's been a long time, since January 3rd. Thank you. All right, so let's take a close look at this whole situation. And Spirit's asking me to shuffle one more time. And we're going to take a look and see what's happening in this situation. All right, so first off, we have the 9 of Pentacles, followed by the Justice card. And we have the 7 of Cups hanging in the balance. So what I do see happening soon, well, actually what I'm seeing really, especially with this 7 of Cups, is this has been something that's on his mind. And I think that there's like some type of question in your mind, Rebecca, as to whether or not he's really seriously contemplating this, right? Like, is he really thinking about this? And he really and truly is, right? However, he also has a sense of feeling like he's okay, right? And sometimes that sense of feeling like he's okay, that how I'm seeing it here is like he's got the proper support around him to help him at this time, right? So in other words, I don't have to like rush back out there because I am taken care of and I am feeling good, right? So I do feel like he's got the help and the support of friends and family around him, and then therefore he's feeling okay. He's not necessarily feeling like I got to do this right now today, but he is seriously looking and contemplating what his next move is going to be as far as a job. And with this Justice card here, I'm seeing that he also is contemplating a change as far as what it is he does. So maybe, you know, if he does law enforcement, since we were just speaking about law enforcement, but I'm just using it as an example. If he's doing that, then he's looking at a career change, right? Not going back into the same thing. He's mulling this all over in his mind, right? And he hasn't come to a clear choice yet, which is why there's this delay. Like, because in a sense, it's like I'm moving, but I'm not moving. I might be giving some, you know, for people looking, they might see some movement, but I'm really not moving because there's so much going on in his head. This whole time that he's had off has him thinking about changes he could make to make his life better in his eyes, in his own eyes, right? And yeah, that Ace of Swords coming up, he says his job is saving his place. Okay. So he can rest on his heels a little bit, right? And that leads to that feeling that I saw of him. And she says, but he needs not to do so much physically. Yeah. So he can rest on his heels a little bit because there's the assurance of his job saving his place. With the Ace of Swords, don't know how exactly major his surgery was, but this Ace of Swords shows up to tell me for him, this shit was the most major surgery I could have ever had. That might just be, guys, like, when a guy gets sick with a runny nose, it's like the end of the world. It could be some of that type of energy, but it is definitely like this surgery rocked his world in many ways. All right. With the 10 of Wands coming, right? What I'm feeling is he's going to have a really hard time committing to going back to his old job mentally, right? And like you said, you told me, Rebecca, there in the chat, that he can't move around the same way and have the same physicality as he did, right? And so this feels like possibly agreeing to go back and then not physically feeling like he can really do it, and physically encountering issues that kind of stop him from going all the way. What I do see that he needs to keep in mind is when and if he decides to make that move back to his old job, is play it safe in regards to knowing his rights, right? And knowing what is required of him, and with light duty and what's not. Know those policies inside and out, because I get this feeling of like an employer, HR, and yeah, they may be legally required to hold your job, but when you put in for leave and you come back and you have to be on light duty, it's like this push to really kind of push you out by just skirting outside the law or inside the law to push you out, but in a way that you can't come back on them. She says he's a truck driver. I feel he needs to go back over the road versus food service delivery. Right, because that would be more physical. The food service delivery, the constant stops, and probably over the road, I'm imagining he would go to a location and they would have people unload for him. So you're right, right? So there is a change that does need to be made here. But what I'm seeing as well with the Strength card, there is someone pulling for him in the workplace. There's someone pulling for him, and they're going to look out for him. So if truly that change is to go over the road versus food delivery, he can feel confident in that there's someone in charge here that will look out for him, right? But again, he does need to understand, and he does need to know that there's, kind of like the HR wing too. You might have a manager or someone on your side, but at the same time, you've got this whole, and Rebecca says, thank God, you've got this whole HR thing like, we could get somebody more able-bodied in here. We'll just encourage him out the door, right? And so be careful for that. Also, I feel like in the end, compensation is going to be something that he's looking for. And this is further down the line. I'm seeing this really like a year out. Further down the line, compensation is something that he is going to be drawn to, trying to see how he can increase that compensation. And let me just pull a few oracle cards just to double down and see what kind of final messages that spirit might have for you here. All right, so I'm pulling the Big Chop, the Soul Tribe, and Transformation. See, this is just doubling down on what we've been talking about. With the Big Chop talks all about changes, getting down to the root of things. I do feel like going back into the workplace, he definitely needs to make right off the bat, he needs to make that big change. If he was food service previously, go to the long distance, right? Make the big change. Spirit is encouraging that as the right move. With the soul tribe, okay, doubling down on that message. He has someone in power at his organization who will go to bat for him. He has a tribe there. No matter how small, he's got a tribe. So that person will look out for him. I also get a psychic hit on the fact that that person I feel like that person has dealt with someone in their own personal life who has gone through a similar experience as your son and saw that person kind of get the shaft. So they're going to feel for your son and they're going to be an advocate as long as your son is making good decisions and doing what he needs to be doing. And with transformation, again, doubling down, Rebecca says, yes, awesome. Doubling down on that energy of now's the time to transform things and move your career forward in a place that you know you can do that. And Rebecca says his boss has the same, yes, surgery. See? Am I psychic or what? Anyways, with that transformation energy, I really see that really coming to a head and manifesting about a year out from now. So there you go, my dear. And for all of you out here, this is what a mini reading looks like. See, we got all up into Rebecca's question. And that's what you need to do if you're serious about getting your answers. And because you did, my dear, donate tonight, and I so appreciate you for that, I'm going to pull one of my wisdom cards, and it's going to address a mantra that you may need to be telling yourself at this time. And what I get for you is, my love is limitless. One of the bonuses about loving myself is that I get to feel good. So my love is limitless. And I hope that that mantra helps you. Rebecca says, thank you, Gigi. Thank you, my dear. All right, since we're nearing the end of our happy hour, let's jump right into our next question. Another mini reading. Yay. Thank you, Shelly. Thank you so much. And let me tell you, you guys, see, believe me when I say you want to make sure your question goes straight to the front of the line. Do what Shelly and Rebecca did. All right. So Shelly says, how will I meet the next man I will marry? All right, let's take a look at the projection of energy towards that. And let's see what happens. And let's ask Spirit to give us some guidance and insight to let us know if there's anything that you actually need to do or make a change in order to make this meeting and this marriage take place. All right, let me get my cards laid all out for you, my dear. And let's get down into it. All right, so what I'm seeing here is the Two of Wands and the Three of Cups, followed by the Five of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Hierophant. All right, so how are you going to achieve this is the question. How are you going to meet someone who is a serious contender, right? Because you may meet multiple someones along the way and need to make some changes and discern. But with this Two of Wands and the Three of Cups, it's really speaking about knowing that this is your plan. And the way you confidently ask that question lets me know you have some sense of that. All right. Know what you want. I don't want to be out here playing and being someone's girlfriend. I'm not out here to be a friends with benefits. I'm out here to get married. Now, do you go running and yelling that through the streets and talking to every man you meet about that? No. But this is your inner landscape. Let's set our goal. I know I want to marry. I am a wife, and I wish to play that role in my outward physical life, right? So that Two of Wands is all about seeing that, believing that before it actually comes into fruition. And with the Three of Cups along with that, that lets me know that you need to get out and really do a lot of mingling, right? Step out of some of the places. Shelly says, what will he look like? Okay. So step out from some of the places that you normally go to, right? And think about going to some places on your own without the group of girlfriends or coworkers. You can do some of that, but you're going to be much more approachable, Spirit says, to a person who could stand in as your husband by going on your own and just be out there ready to mingle, right? With the Hierophant card, I'm also seeing like you carry big spiritual energy with you, right? I don't know if you engage your guides, your ancestors, your angels. You need to be telling them too, because let me tell you, they will throw you a solid opportunity or two or four. They'll keep them coming because with this Hierophant energy, I'm getting like your connection to the divine is that you only need to ask them. Make the request. They won't jump in without your permission. And so give them permission. Tell them what you're looking for. Tell them what you want to see. Tell them how you want to be treated by this person. And it's going to lead to opportunity after opportunity for you. With as far as he is concerned, with the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, what he's going to look like, he's more of a loner type. He's a loner. You won't see, he's going to be somewhat shy. He's going to be someone who doesn't have a big group of people that he hangs out with. You're not going to have to worry about this man as far as him actually going and hanging out with the boys and leaving you home by yourself. Shelly says, I plan on getting myself out there. Also have a big birthday party in August. I turned 50. All right. And so August, I don't know if you're a Leo or a Virgo, but you definitely are exuding some true sun-like Leo energy as far as these cards are concerned. So if you're not a sun sign Leo, I would say that's prominent in your chart somewhere. So with this Three of Pentacles in the reverse, getting back to him, I want to say he's going to have dark hair, and that just came and jumped out at me. So it's like medium brown to dark brown. I can't really tell because the image just kind of flashed in and out, but I did see darker hair. All right, so that's a physical hit that I got. But yeah, definitely and his voice is quiet. Like his voice is quiet. So when you do meet him and he starts talking and speaking with you, because I feel like this is definitely going to happen in a public space, you're going to be kind of like, oh, I wish this dude would speak up. Like you're going to strain a little bit to hear him. You'll probably start asking him a few times to repeat himself. And it's not because the music's super loud or there's so much going on. It's just like even under normal conditions, it's going to be like, okay, I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I can't hear him very well. All right. But with this Five of Swords ending up here, I want you to keep in mind, no matter who you run into, who you meet, stick to your guns. Know what your principles are. Know that I'm a wife. No, I'm not going to sleep with him on the first date because I'm a wife. I'm not a one-night stand. Hold true to your principles. And sweetie, yeah, you're going to do just fine. I hope that helps you, my dear. I hope that helps you a lot. And let me go ahead quickly, because we're rounding out our happy hour here, and pull a actual card for you, a wisdom card. And your mantra is, I am willing to change and grow. When I am ready to make a positive change in my life, I attract whatever I need to help me. What the hell did your reading just say, my dear? Yes, so that's your mantra. I am willing to change and grow. There you go. And that was a mini reading. Thank you. Thank you so much for your question. So as we round out our happy hour, I have to thank all of you for joining me. Once again, I am Gigi, known as the Groovy Brown Goddess. Step into our next show, Journey Ryan Live, and let him know that you turned up with me at happy hour. And I'll see you next Wednesday at 9 o'clock. All my best to you.